Not sleeping at night is a common problem for dementia residents and dementia facilities, but two of the reasons for not sleeping at night, which is often missed, is too much caffeine and being cold. Both of these need to be addressed because often it's not realised how much caffeine the person is having in the day if they're choosing now to drink coffee rather than tea, and sometimes late in the afternoon. That of course can cause problems. And being cold at night, sometimes the resident will be sleeping in the lounge at night because they're cold, but not saying they're cold, and it's not picked up that they're cold. People just think it's a behavioural issue that they're sleeping in the lounge rather than their room, but often it is because they're cold. So it needs to be assessed at night when the sun's down, how cold the room is, how the bedding is, and whether a heater needs to be put in the room for the person to be warm and sleep. So if, for example, your parent is sleeping in the lounge, you've been informed of that by the nurse, the charge nurse, and you're wondering what the reason is. You've asked her, well, what do you think the reason is? And she says, oh, it could be behavioural issues or side effects from medication or whatever. But you decide yourself to come in to the unit and visit rather than your usual 3 o'clock in the afternoon visit. You come in the evening at 7 o'clock when the sun's down to check the temperature of the room. So your mother's in the room in a thin nightie, a thin dressing gown as usual, and you walk in and definitely not warm enough. In the day, you don't notice because the sun's out, it's north facing, the sun streams in, and even on a cloudy day, it's okay, the warmth, but with no change in temperature in the evening, in the room, no extra heating, and the temperature outside going right down, it really is a good 5-8 degrees colder. So yeah, this is concerning. You look at the bedding, you've brought the duvet and the warm sheets, but it doesn't seem to be enough. You can't have an electric blanket because they're not allowed in dementia units or hot water bottles for safety reasons. So look, Mum, I can see it's cold here. This is not good. And I can see that you're having problems sleeping. The nurse has told me that. Yes, dear. So I think what we're going to have to do is I'll bring in a heater and you can have it on at night. I've been informed that we're able to put the heater on at night. So I'll bring in a heater, one on wheels, it's easy to move around, and have a notice put on the wall. I'll do that. When to turn it on and what temperature to turn it on. Just on low, just so that your room is warm enough, especially when you get up to go to the toilet, you're not freezing, and then when you get back into bed, I wonder if I should, do you want me to bring another mohair blanket? Maybe another layer will make a difference for you. Oh yes, dear, that would be good. Okay, mohair blanket, heater, that'll help. Now, Mum, I think the other thing is I think you're not sleeping because you're having too much caffeine. Caffeine? Yes. Look, you're having coffee in the afternoons. I've found that out I was talking to your carer actually just now, and I said to her, what's Mum having for morning and afternoon tea? And she said that you're drinking coffee for both morning and afternoon tea. You've always had tea, not coffee, at morning and after. I like coffee. Oh dear, you might like coffee, but that's going to be a major problem. Like, there's less caffeine in tea than there is in coffee. And if you're going to have coffee in the afternoon, that will definitely be making you not sleep, Mum. Can't have coffee in the afternoon. Oh dear. Well, look, you can have your 1 cup of coffee in the morning, but maybe a cup of tea in the afternoon, but not coffee, and certainly not at night. I hope you're not having coffee at night, are you? Like the 7 o'clock tea rounds? I don't know, dear. Well, I'll check that out because you can have Milo. That'll be fine. Have Milo. It'll be good for you to put on some weight, actually. 1 cup of coffee a day. Look, that's enough. And you can have Milo and maybe 1 cup of tea. But we really have to watch that, Mum. If you're not sleeping, it's exhausting. I am tired. I know you're tired. You're always tired when I come and see you. And you've got to be strong here, Mum. It's not easy, I know, living here. You've got to be independent. You've got to be able to walk that long distance up the corridor to your meals, and then you have to go to all the meals, and It's not like at home, is it? Where you could just lie in bed for 4 hours if you were tired and nobody bothered you. But here, if you don't go to the meals, you're woken up. And then you have to walk that long distance to the meal. So you've got to have energy. And for that, you need to sleep at night to have your energy. Do you understand that, Mum? Yes, dear. Okay, gosh, goodness, working out all these things. It's have to be a bit of a detective, I have to say. Okay, so no more sleeping in the lounge, sleeping in your warm bed, heater on at night, an extra mohair rug put on it, no caffeine. Okay, say that again. Less caffeine. 1 cup of coffee in the morning and a cup of tea. Otherwise, it's Milo. Milo will be fine. We really have to change the routine, Mum. It can't be up all night. I mean, it's no good for anyone. And also, you know, if you've got all that caffeine in your system, you want to go to the toilet all the time. You'll be up and down all night going to the toilet. I think so. It's not good. Okay, so look, we'll put all these things in place and I'll assess it with you. I'll come again. Let's say we'll get the heater sorted, the mohair rug sorted, and then I'll come in again in the evening when you're here, when it's cold at 7 at night. I think 8 o'clock visiting finishes. I might just come in just before 8 one night when you're in bed and see if you're comfortable and cozy and it's all sorted out. And then I'll keep a check with the clinical notes and the charge nurse and the carer that you're sleeping at night and make sure that you're getting a good sleep and that you're not going to the lounge to sleep. Thank you, dear. So, my word, all these little things, they're just little things, aren't they? But they're big things in terms of effect. But you'll be fine. Heater, warm rug in the room, no sleeping in the lounge, 1 cup of coffee a day, 1 cup of tea, and the rest is Milo. I know, I like my coffee. I know it's an adjustment, Mum, but we all have to adjust in life, and you know, you need your stamina here. You need to get your sleep, and you can't be having lots of coffee keeping you up. So I might bring in some decaf coffee for you if you really can't bear it, but just try with this Milo and 1 cup of tea, 1 cup of coffee for now, and I think I'll be all right. Good on you, Mum. You're a champion. Good on you. Okay, so I've written these 2 books, The Resident's Voice and The Resident's Rise, both from a dementia unit, and on all these techniques and all these methods of being able to help these wonderful dementia residents and dementia facilities. They need so much help, and it's often just these little things that can make all the difference, but we have to be able to work out what the problem is in the first place and then to be able to know the solution for it. So many of these aspects are in these books, and many of these things you'll be working out yourself by now, I'm sure. So the 2 books are on Amazon, soft copy, hard copy, and the popular ebook. My website, pietavalentine.com. They're easy reading. That, you know, it's well written. It's easy reading. It's not a hard, full out medical textbook or anything. So if you enjoy the videos, you'll enjoy the books for sure. So I think it's a good idea to get them, really, especially if you're enjoying these videos and getting a lot from them, especially if your parent does need a lot of help and care. If they're distressed or depressed or anxious, then more knowledge is needed, more studying, more reading, more effort to be able to help them settle. So if you can read the books and look at the videos and study and learn all these things, your parent will be happier and you will be happier helping them. And ultimately, you'll be finding by now that dementia is a very interesting topic. There's so much to learn. So thank you for your viewing and your likes, and please subscribe, and thank you for those that have. Thank you.